Magnus Carlsen, the greatest chess player who ever lived, 5-time world champion, peak ELO 2882, the highest in history, and everyone asks the same question: why is he so good? The usual answers are around preparation, technique, and those answers may be correct, but they're often insufficient. Today I'm going to show you something nobody else is talking about. Magnus doesn't just play better chess, he has a psychological architecture that he has optimized to compete at the highest level. This is not about a gift he was born with, it's about what he did with what he had, how he developed it, regulated it, and aligned it with decades of elite technical preparation. We use the Enneagram, a 9-type model of personality organized around a diagram. Each type has a core motivation, a natural set of strengths, and a set of patterns represented by all these connecting lines that can either unlock or limit performance. Today we are looking at type 8 and at Magnus, the most dominant expression of that type in competitive chess history. In the Enneagram, we call this type the commander. The core of type 8 is simple. Life is tough. Life is a jungle. So you must be strong. You must be tough. You can't be weak. Speak up. Use your power to shake things up. Be bold. So if life is a jungle, guess what? I'm gonna be the king of the jungle and nobody will tell me what to do. In the Enneagram, contrast this with type 1, the perfectionist, who says, wait a minute, this is not a jungle. There are rules. You need to follow the rules. Type 8, Magnus's type, says, rules? Oh yeah, sure. Up to a point. If the rules don't make sense to me, I'll question them. Why the heck can't I wear jeans at a tournament? Who said that? I want to wear my freaking jeans. I still look presentable. Who came up with this shit anyways? This fiercely independent stance is built in his personality. 8s are people of action, direct, decisive, with a confidence that seems as if they haven't had a self-doubt in decades. They assert themselves openly, they face conflict without flinching, and they protect what's theirs with total commitment. Their attention goes automatically to who's in power, who's in control, to justice and injustice, to whatever demands action right now. Now, Magnus isn't just a type 8, pure type 8. He's an 8 with a 9 wing. The wing is always, in the diagram, a neighboring type, one of the sides, neighboring to your main type. And it adds a certain flavor to your main personality. The 9 wing adds something extraordinary: stillness, patience, an aura of unshakable calm. So while his 8 side wants to dominate, the 9 wing makes it look effortless. Hikaru described it perfectly. What I admire most about Magnus, he said, is his ability to make everything look easy. That total calm, like nothing matters to him. Hikaru is describing the 9 wing in action. Now, because anger is still a powerful dominant drive in type 8, you're going to see it in Magnus, but more implicitly, more like a simmering anger, like a sleeping volcano, slow to erupt, but when it happens, it's brief, sudden, and explosive. No! Now, here's the practical consequence of this. Magnus is a body-centered type, meaning his primary intelligence is somatic, gut instinct, physical presence, immediate action. He doesn't just calculate, he smells the position. He feels when something is right before he can explain it mentally. There's an interview of a younger Magnus back in the day, and he was asked how he makes decisions at the board. He replied, I don't know. I just don't know how I decide. That's a body-centered type operating at full power, from raw instinctual energy. Magnus doesn't win because he calculates more than other players. Magnus wins because he decides better. In terms of optimizing his own personality, Magnus didn't stop there at the 9 wing. He developed his connection to type 5, the investigator, out of the body center where the 8 is grounded and into the head. The effect is deep intellectual and analytical capacity, the ability to calculate at an elite level. So instinct leads, analysis validates. Remember, in the Enneagram, all these connections are available to you as coaching resources. So he integrates his 9 wing into type 3, the achiever. The effect, ferocious competitiveness, the drive to win, efficiency, speed. So look at the whole system. Look at what he has built. The 8's raw dominance, the 9's unshakable calm, the 5's analytical depth, the 3's competitive fire. Think of it in chess terms as castling your 8 king with the 9 stable rook, and then developing these other pieces, the 3 and the 5, down the board to go for the jugular. He developed his personality pieces much like you need to develop all your pieces in chess. Now, in terms of the Enneagram, it's not that he's changing his personality. He's still a type 8, but he's actively using all these available connections in the diagram to enrich his base style, to enrich his personality. Developing the 5 type, the investigator piece, is like adding a scientist to the mix for analysis, for calculation. And adding the type 3, the achiever, is like adding a cold Terminator cyborg. Now you wonder why you can't beat him. Here is the most important thing I want you to take from this video. Don't try to play like Magnus. Magnus optimized his own default personality system, the 8. Fabiano Caruana optimized his. Completely different system and reached ELO 2800 with it. Hikaru Nakamura optimized his and became #1 in Blitz. The question is never, how do I become Magnus? The question is, how do I become the best version of my own system? If you're curious about discovering your own personality type and how it may be impacting in your chess playing, we at Madanes have developed the EnneaRoles Assessment, tested and refined over 15 years of applied research while collaborating with the International Association of Coaching. Now the EnneaRoles Assessment is available in its chess edition. It maps your personality, it helps you understand how you perform under pressure, and it helps you discover your blind spots. And if you work with a chess team, it helps you understand how your personalities interact, where you support each other, and where the friction may come from. So you can then, with the map in your hand, optimize it to support your technical training. So feel free to drop us an email directly or use the links in the description below. See you on the board.